Okay, right now I am at the Customize Classes screen, and I'm going to go to the Demo class and tap on the tag icon. And represented by the lightning bolt icon, speed notes are quick reusable notes in each text field. So if I take a look at one of my classes, when I go to add a note, I can tap on the speed notes icon to access any previously entered notes within this text field. Speed notes are stored alphabetically for quick reference. I suppose the customizable aspect of speed notes is the ability to import them and associate the ones you want with any class and text field. So if you had a set of teaching points for a reading and writing unit, or if you had a set of common math misconceptions in the prescribed next steps, these can all be imported from a CSV or text file. The ins and outs of how to import speed notes is covered in the Importing Speed Notes tutorial, which we suggest checking out. But for now, let's head over to the Common Core standards. Okay, if I tap back to Customize Classes, I will see with each class the Common Core icon. These standards come packed and all ready to go if you are a teacher working in a school in which these standards apply. If they don't apply, you can simply skip this section of the tutorial. However, we are happy to work with your school or district to customize Chronicle with your applicable standards. Please feel free to contact us to inquire further. Unlike the note status highlights that come automatically enabled, the Common Core standards icon is faded, indicating disassociation with the class. To associate them with a class, find the desired class, and for the purpose of demonstration, we'll go to the demo class again. From here, you'll need to tap on the Common Core icon, so I'm going to tap on it now. Then choose either Math or English Language Arts, depending on what you're teaching. We'll take a look at Math first. So I'll come here and tap on Mathematics Standards. Here you have the option of the standards or glossary. If you tap glossary, you'll see the various definitions of terms found within the standards. So I'll tap glossary, and you have the sample, and here are the terms and their definitions. You can checkmark the ones you'd like if you want to associate them with your class, but you'll most likely want to leave them as is. You'd probably be interested in the standards, so let's head there. And so we'll go back, and then back again, and we'll go to the standards. From here, just choose the grade level. I'll choose grade 5. Now you'll notice that some standards, so for example, this standard down here has an information icon. The information icons indicate substandards. Tapping it, and so I will tap on this now, will take you to those substandards. You can select any or all of them, or if you go back, and so let's go back now, and select the standard itself, and so I'll do that. It's automatically going to pick up those substandards. So if I tap back into it, you'll see that those are check marked also. All right, let's tap back. To select all standards falling under a category or topic, tap the Select All checkbox. So here we have numbers and operations in base 10, and that will select all of them. Continue until you have all desired standards, and so I will just choose a few just for example. Then you can tap Save when satisfied. So I'll tap Save now. Now it does take a little while to associate the standards with the class, but once done, these standards are now actionable, meaning you'll have access to them for reference, instructional decisions, and student tracking. That actually didn't take too long because I didn't choose too many standards, but you'll see that the Common Core icon is illuminated, indicating successful association. You can tap the illuminated icon, and here you can view, edit, or delete the standards. I am going to delete them, so I'll tap delete. And so now you can see the icon appears faded. Before showing you how you can use these standards, let's head over to ELA. So I will tap on the Common Core icon again, and we'll go to English Language Arts. Here you'll see the various categories. What you'll need to do is start with a desired one. And so we'll just start at the top, literature, choose the needed grade level. And so I'll go to grade 5 again. Then select the standards. And just so we have some, for example, I'll tap the top 3 again. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, but you can see that there's only one other one below that, and that will pick up any substandards also. Now don't tap save, especially if you want to grab from other categories. If I want to grab from other categories, I'm going to have to tap back and then back again, and then go to the next one. So informational text, again, the grade level, grade 5. And then here again, I would just select the standards that I want associated with the class. You would just repeat this process until satisfied and then tap save, which I'll do now. And again, here you can see the illuminated icon indicating successful association. Now let's take a look at how you can use these standards. We'll go to the class of writing. So first I need to go home, and I'm under 2014-2015 notes and gradebook, and we'll go to writing. And here we are. Once in a class, you'll see that there are 2 places you'll be able to access the standards when using notes. One, you can track student proficiency of these standards using the assessment tag functionality. To do so, just tap the Common Core icon, and so I'll head there, which is right above the gradebook icon if you're working with Chronicle Full, and this will appear only if the standards are associated with the class. Then I can tap the Common Core icon, access the associated standards, choose the desired one, and I'll just choose one randomly. And that standard is inserted into the Attach Assessment Tag text field. I can change the date if need be. Say if I'm taking a look at something from a few days ago, and by whatever means you're assessing this standard, you can assign traffic light colors accordingly. And so I can use the traffic light circles associated with each student. And if you tap it once, we'll look to this student right here, turns red, twice yellow, 3 times green, and 4 times back to the default gray. And of course, as teachers, a lot of times this is how we assess our students. These students get it, these students kind of get it, and these students don't get it. And for time-saving measures, I can use the traffic light icon, and I could tap green to turn all the traffic light circles green, yellow would be yellow, and red would be red. And from here, I could adjust accordingly. So I could say that the student doesn't get it, the student is having difficulty, the student is almost there. And once satisfied, I can tap done. And this is stored under assessment tag history, of which you can always go back and access for reference, reporting, or instructional decisions. You can see the full text of the standard by tapping the information icon. And so I'll tap that now. And here's the full text. Let me just tap out of it. Or if you tap on the assessment tag itself, you'll see students are categorized with those assigned a red light on top as they're in most need of reinforcement. And so I'll tap on the assessment tag, and here you'll see them sorted, red on top, then yellow, then green. And of course, you could work with students individually by tapping into them, or you could add a group note if you wanted to work with them as a group. Maybe I would pull all of these 3 together and tap add group note together to provide some type of reinforcement. Before moving on to the second spot where you have access to these standards, I just want to mention that you can change these traffic light signals, and the changes will be reflected the next time that you come back to this assessment tag. Okay, so let's talk about that second spot. Okay, so I'm going to tab forward to, let's say, the student right here. And when I go into a new note or access a previous note, I'm going to see the Common Core icon. When my cursor is in a text field, any text field, I can tap on the Common Core icon, access the standard, select the desired one, and that standard is inserted. And so if I go to teaching point over here, and then I tap on the Common Core icon, I can select any one that I want, and we'll put that right in here. And the standard is inserted. And of course, I can tap this information icon to see the full text. And let me tap out of it. And since these text fields are customizable, one idea is to customize one to read possibly standard, and you can insert the standard in there. Or you could possibly, for example, if you had a teaching point and you wanted to put in the associated standard with the teaching point, you could just tap the add icon and put in the associated standard below. Either way, I'm making sure I'm aligning my instruction with the standards. I can use these standards simply as reference if I just want to pull them up too as I'm working with students. I can also use them as a springboard for teaching points. So if I go back into one of these standards, let's take a look at an example. Okay, so if I look down to this one over here, simply rewording it, I can also use the standards to enforce a sense of student accountability. So for example, if I go down to, let's say, the conventions of standard English, there may be a student or set of students that are just not, capitalizing the beginning of the sentence when they know that they should be doing that. Sometimes just seeing the standard itself provides a sense of formality that is, maybe a little more poignant to them and catches their attention. Or there's other standards linked to peer feedback to provide a sense of cohesiveness in groups that are working together. And of course, you're the teacher, so you know the tact to use and if and when to use them. But I'm going to tap cancel. And then if I tap done here, you'll see that the standard is inserted. You'll see the full text. And of course, you can insert multiple standards. Well, we hope you found this tutorial helpful. Please always feel free to contact us should you have any questions, concerns, or just general feedback.